On Samstapakacharya, Savior of the whole world, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Bol. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottama Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 4. Chapter 4 is entitled The Atrocities of King Kamsa. Text number 4. Tam aha bhrataram Devi tamaha bhrataram Devi kripana karunam sati kripana karunam sati snusheyam tava kalyana snusheyam tava kalyana striyam ma Hantum arhasi Striyam ma hantum arhasi Tamaha bhrataram Devi Kripana karunam sati Snusheyam tava kalyana Striyam ma hantum arhasi Tamaha bhrataram Devi Kripana karunam sati Snusheyam tava kalyana Sriyam mahantum arhasi Tamaha bhrataram Devi Kripana karunam sati Snusheyam tava kalyana Striyam mahantum arhasi Tamaha bhrataram Devi Kripana karunam sati Snusheyam tava kalyana Striyam mahantum arhasi. Tam unto Kamsa aha said bhrataram her brother Devi, Mother Devaki, Kripana, helplessly, Karunam, piteously, Sati, the chaste lady, Snusha iyam tava. This child will be your daughter-in-law, the wife of your future son. Kalyana, O all auspicious one. Striyam, a woman, ma, not, hantum, to kill, arhasi, you deserve. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. Devaki helplessly, piteously appealed to Kamsa, my dear brother, all good fortune unto you. Don't kill this girl. She will be your daughter-in-law. Indeed, it is unworthy of you to kill a woman. Please repeat this translation after me. Devaki helplessly, piteously appealed to Kamsa, my dear brother, all good fortune unto you. Don't kill this girl. She will be your daughter-in-law. Indeed, it is unworthy of you to kill a woman. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Kamsa had previously excused Devaki because he thought that a woman should not be killed, especially when pregnant. But now, by the influence of Maya, he is prepared to kill a woman, not only a woman, but a small, helpless, newborn child. Devaki wanted to save her brother from this terrible, sinful act. Therefore, she told him, "Don't be so atrocious as to kill a female child. Let there be all good fortune for you." Demons can do anything for their personal benefit, not considering what is pious or vicious. But Devaki, on the contrary, although safe, because she had already given birth to her own son, Krishna, was anxious to save the daughter of someone else. This was natural for her. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. The story so far, the eighth child of Devaki, Krishna, was born middle of the night when everyone was fast asleep by the influence of Yogamaya. And Krishna appeared in the beginning not as a small child, but as Narayana, in his Narayana form, young boy, Narayana as a young boy. And he was fully decorated, beautiful ornaments, beautiful dress, shining brilliantly in the dark prison where Kamsa had imprisoned Devaki and Vasudeva. And then both Devaki and Vasudeva were wonderstruck. This child, eighth child, has taken birth. It's actually the Supreme Lord. Because their prayer was, they wanted to have the Supreme Lord as their son. And the Supreme Lord has appeared as their son, confirming that it is the Supreme Lord only who has appeared as their son, not leaving any doubt. Then Vasudeva offered prayers, Devaki offered prayers. Krishna, in his form as Narayana, he instructed Vasudeva and Devaki what to do. Because they were anxious to save the child. So Devaki requested her son, please transform yourself into a small child because I want to hide you from Kamsa. So then Krishna, answering Devaki's prayer, he instructed Vasudeva, take me to Nanda Gokula, the house of Nanda Maharaj, and exchange me for the newborn baby girl born of Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj. Middle of the night, all this. And Vasudeva, as instructed, he carried out the order of Krishna. And he brought that baby girl born of Yashoda and Nanda back to the prison. Now when everything was as it was before, Kamsa had shackled Vasudeva. But Vasudeva, when he had to take Krishna, the shackles opened automatically. Automatically means there's nothing automatic. Yogamaya made all the arrangements for this to happen. And again, when Kamsa brought back Yashoda's daughter in exchange for Krishna, then again he became shackled as before. So nobody would know something has happened. What has happened? Middle of the night. Then the baby girl began to cry. The baby girl also is not ordinary. She's Yogamaya. She's not an ordinary child taking birth. On the order of Krishna, she has appeared as the daughter of Yashoda and Nanda. So she began to cry. Immediately, Kamsa's guards woke up and immediately went and informed Kamsa, the 8th child is born. Because Kamsa had fear of being killed by the 8th child. That was a prophecy. So immediately Kamsa woke up, and it described here the previous words to this today's verse. Kamsa immediately got up from bed when his assistants told him, the 8th child is born. Here is Kala, the supreme time factor, which has taken birth to kill me. Kala is another way of telling what is death. Even though we become indifferent to the fact that we are going to die someday, but we forget about death the way we live in this material world. Influence of Maya is to forget Krishna and to forget the reality, the truth of this material existence. And of course, we forget the truth about our spiritual life, our spiritual existence, everything. We forget everything. And under illusion, what do we think? I am this body. And this body, which is perishable, we foolishly identify with this body. And anyway, the body is going to perish. We all know that. But still, we forget about death. We forget about death. But Kamsa, even though he might have forgotten about death, he was reminded the 8th child was born. Here is Kala. The time for my death has come, according to the prophecy. So immediately came to the place where Devaki and Vasudeva were imprisoned. Then Devaki immediately, she knew what Kamsa is going to do. He's going to kill the child like he had done earlier. So she helplessly, piteously means, what can she do? She's totally under the control of Kamsa. Vasudeva also, shackled. So she helplessly, piteously means feeling sorrow and compassion when there is suffering, when there is misfortune for somebody else, taking pity on somebody else. So she is thinking of the child. This child, just born, is going to be killed by Kamsa. So, with this feeling, she appealed to Kamsa. She appealed to Kamsa. What did she appeal? My dear brother. See, she's telling Kamsa, I am your sister, you're my brother. Don't be so cruel to me, because I am your sister. All good fortune unto you, and I wish you all good. I'm your well-wisher as your sister. I wish you all good. In the purport, of course, Srila Prabhupada brings out the difference between demoniac nature and divine nature. Opposite natures. Two natures of people in this world who have taken birth as conditioned souls. Either they are divine natured persons or they are demoniac natured persons. So Kamsa was demoniac nature and Devaki was divine nature. Both have appeared in the same house, in the same family, as brother and sister, same parents, brother and sister. But one is demoniac natured, other one is divine nature. So we should always remember, irrespective of who our parents are, where we have taken birth, under what conditions we take birth, what kind of circumstances, etc., etc., etc. All those externals. Deep within our heart, we have developed a certain kind of mentality or a certain kind of nature. This is called acquired nature due to our association with the three gunas and the kind of activities we have done in our previous lives, material activities. If we have been sinful, if we have been in tamoguna, if we have associated with demoniac natured persons, we also develop demoniac nature. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. Bhagavad Gita Krishna, in just 1/4 of a verse, he says, Sangat, by association, sanjayate, we develop kamaha, desires. So all of you are associating with devotees by coming to this temple, by performing some devotional service. All of you develop divine qualities, divine nature. Of course, you're coming to the temple means you're already divine nature. But you increase your divine qualities more and more and more and more and more. By this, what happens? Bhagavad Gita Krishna explains that divine qualities are conducive for liberation. And demoniac qualities lead to further bondage, degradation. You go down and down and down and down. Those who are demoniac natured and further they act in a demoniac way, like Kamsa is acting, and they go down and down and down and down. Krishna describes this elaborately in the 16th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So, Devaki's divine nature, helplessly, piteously, she is appealing to Kamsa, my dear brother, all good fortune unto you. See, the divine nature is, even for somebody who is cruel, even for somebody who has done so much harm, they don't wish any bad for them. They don't want to take revenge. This is called divine nature. Divine nature. And what is demoniac nature? Kamsa. Even though Devaki is so very kind to him, but his demoniac nature is, he doesn't show any mercy. He doesn't show any compassion. He doesn't have any consideration. So she's telling, don't kill this girl. Now the word girl is very important because previously Devaki had given birth to sons. And it was expected, though it is not told like that in the prophecy. Prophecy told 8th child, 8th embryo, 8th child, Ashtama Garbha. The child who is going to be born as the 8th child of Devaki will be the cause of your death. Nothing more was told. Okay, Kamsa is definitely afraid of death, as everybody is in this world. And he wants to protect himself. That's also natural. But 8th child, whether it is a boy or a girl, because the first 6 children were all boys, so he would have expected the 8th child is definitely going to be a boy. But then here is something opposite which has happened. The 8th child is a girl. You know the truth. Already it has been told. The 8th child was not a girl. The 8th child was a boy. But something has happened by the arrangement of Krishna through Yogamaya. Krishna has been transferred away from the prison. Kamsa can't lay his hands immediately on this 8th son of Devaki. And the daughter of Yashoda has come in his place, Krishna's place. So Kamsa is being misled by Yogamaya's arrangement, Krishna's arrangement. So Devaki is appealing, this girl, why do you want to kill? She will be your daughter-in-law. She's even telling that your future son can marry my daughter. Because such marriage is sanctioned in the scriptures. Such marriage. Generally, relatives don't marry. Between relatives, there should be no marriage occurring. Because even biologically, it is proven that if they marry within the same family or close relatives, then the child, offspring born, will be weak. And I personally witnessed some families that there were so many marriages within the family, very close relatives, and the children born, can clearly see, are very, very weak. In fact, one case, the child was born undeveloped from mother's womb. The hands were not fully developed, the legs were not fully developed, and the child was also mentally retarded. And then I inquired further that is there any history of anybody else in this family taking birth undeveloped or having some mental disability? They said yes. And they admitted, yes, it is because of marrying close relatives. But the exception is, a girl can marry her maternal uncle or maternal uncle's son. This is an exception. This is the exception. So this type of marriage is not going to result in the offspring being born weak. No. So, on the with the understanding that such a daughter can be married to her maternal uncle or maternal uncle's son, Devaki is already telling Kamsa that let this daughter of mine live, and she will be your daughter-in-law. Indeed, she further says, it's unworthy of you to kill a woman. Now, this is also the Vedic culture. Of course, divine nature people will never kill anybody, what to speak of a woman. But in Vedic culture, 5 grades of persons are to be protected. First is a Brahmana. Second is women and children. Second and third, women and children are never to be killed. Even if they have done some mistake, even if they have done something wrong, even if they have been criminals, some crime they have committed, still they are not to be killed. Brahmana, women, children, and then old people, and cows. 5 categories of personalities who should not be killed under any circumstances. And this was our Vedic culture even as recently as 1970s, when there was one hijacking of a plane. They hijacked the plane, these so-called terrorists, and they have a demand. There is some fight going on between 2 countries. So the people of one country, they will be the terrorists of one country. They are patriotic, so they want to take revenge against the other country's attack or whatever. So they'll hijack a plane and they'll take it to some destination and then make a demand, holding the passengers as captives. So they will say, we will not kill these people. You return some people you have captured or you have imprisoned, or some demands they make. But these terrorists, first thing they do after the plane lands, they take away the plane somewhere and they want to hold the prisoners, the passengers captive. But they'll first say, the women and children, get down the plane. You are safe. We are not going to hold you captive. No. Even terrorists. I'm serious about this. You can go back and see. They would not hold even the women and children captive. They don't want to kill anyway. The others also, they're not going to kill. They're going to threaten to kill to get some demands. Terrorists. And here is Kamsa. He's worse than a terrorist. Devaki is appealing to him. It's unworthy of you to kill a woman. That's Vedic culture. That's basic human behavior. And this nonsensical Kamsa, he did not spare this child. That we will read in the next few verses. So, here Prabhupada explains in the purport the difference between divine nature and demoniac nature. So, Kamsa's demoniac nature is that, before that, Prabhupada explains Devaki's appeal. Because Kamsa had previously excused Devaki, when 8th time Devaki became pregnant, Kamsa noticed that Devaki is now pregnant. And then the danger is from the 8th child. So he refrained from killing Devaki. If he kills Devaki, neither the child will be born, nor there will be any danger from the 8th child. But he refrained from killing Devaki because she was a woman. So, Prabhupada says, previously, Kamsa had excused Devaki. He had not killed her. So, similarly, now, Devaki was appealing, like you had spared my life. So similarly, don't kill this baby girl. But by the influence of Maya, he was prepared to kill a woman. Not only a woman, a helpless, newborn baby girl. Just born. And Devaki also wanted to save her brother from this terrible sinful act. Sinful activities, there are grades of sinful activities. The worst is killing these 5 categories. The worst kind of hell is awaiting people who kill a brahmana, a cow, a woman, a child, or a old man, old person, old man or woman. This is the worst kind of sin. Killing is sinful. But then, in killing also, there are grades of sinful activity. So, Devaki is taking compassion upon her brother Kamsa. Don't do this most sinful kind of killing. Killing a small, just newborn baby girl. Don't do this. But Prabhupada says, demons can do anything for their personal benefit, whether it is pious or impious. They don't care. They'll do anything. So in the 16th chapter, Krishna says, Pravrittim cha nivrittim cha jana na vidurasuraha. These demoniac natured persons, they do not know what is to be done and what is not to be done. What is proper, what is improper. What is pious, what is sinful. They don't care. Neither they know, nor they bother. They'll do anything. And consequences, they say, oh, nothing will happen to me. If anything happens, I don't care. As long as I live, Yavad jivet sukham jivet. This atheistic philosophy. As long as I live, let me live sukham jivet. Let me live happily. Let me enjoy. At all costs. Because anyway, this body is going to, I'm going to die someday. Whenever I'm going to die, I don't care. Everybody has to die. So as long as I live in this body, not in this body, as long as I live, let me enjoy. This is atheistic philosophy. So, accordingly, it is said here, demons can do anything for their personal benefit, not considering what is pious and what is vicious. Devaki, see, Devaki's position is she is already safe because her son has been protected. Now this baby girl is somebody else's daughter. But even for someone else's daughter, she's got such a feeling. She's crying helplessly, piteously. She's telling, please don't kill this child. She feels for somebody else's child also, as much as she feels for her child. This is a divine nature. So, Bhagavatam clearly brings out the difference between. Now, this divine nature means devotee. Divine nature means devotee. Bhagavatam explains sometimes these non-devotees, and demonic nature means non-devotees. Sometimes non-devotees may apparently display some good qualities, may act in a very moral way, may be very nice people, but Bhagavatam warns us, Harava bhaktasya kuto mahadguna. What is the value of the so-called good behavior or nice qualities that a demoniac natured person, a non-devotee may display? What is the value? Like Kamsa, best example is Kamsa himself. When the first child was born of Vasudeva and Devaki, Vasudeva, as he had promised, he took the child unwillingly, with a heavy heart. He took the child to Kamsa because he told Kamsa, I'll hand over the children. You have danger only from the children. You have no danger from Devaki. So whatever the children are born, all those children I'll hand over to you. So you please spare her life. So Kamsa had spared, knowing the value of Vasudeva's word. So then when Vasudeva took the first newborn child to Kamsa, Kamsa felt so much compassion. Vasudeva was so truthful. And this child, small child, just born. And I have no danger from this child. I have danger from the 8th child. Why should I kill this child? So he told Vasudeva, you take back this child. I have no danger from this child. There it is explained in the Bhagavatam, when Vasudeva heard this from Kamsa, immediately his reaction was, for now, let me take back this child. But he did not trust Kamsa's compassion. Why? Bhagavatam says, Manorathena sati dhavato bahihi. Those who are non-devotees, those who are demoniac natured, they are whimsical in their behavior. Whimsical means now they'll be showing some compassion. Next moment, they may act totally opposite. And that's what Kamsa did. Next day, when he consulted his ministers, what happened previous day? Oh, first child was born of Vasudeva Devaki. Vasudeva brought the child, but I said, there's no danger. I sent it away. I spared the life. So the demoniac associates of Kamsa, his advisors, they said, why did you spare the child? There could be danger from any child. Better kill that child. Don't spare the life of the child. Immediately Kamsa, what did he do? Imprisoned Devaki and Vasudeva and took the child and killed the child. See? Manorathena sati dhavato baihi. Being attracted by the glaring illusory energy, they behave opposite of their so-called good qualities. There's no value for their good qualities. So, Kamsa cannot be trusted because he is demoniac nature, because he is a non-devotee. So, devotees can be trusted, but non-devotees can never be trusted. Devotees' good behavior means it's got value. They're going to go by the good behavior, good qualities. They live according to good qualities. Though sometimes devotees are not pure devotees, even though they are divine nature, like Indra, sometimes he behaves in a very bad way. But immediately he is corrected by the Supreme Lord through arrangement, or directly the Supreme Lord will give him intelligence. That what you have done is not correct, or what you are planning to do is not correct. And immediately he'll correct himself. Every instance in the Bhagavatam you see, Indra, when he has gone off track, he's been corrected. Once Indra killed one Brahmana, because the Brahmana had done some mistake. Then immediately after killing, he repented. And then even though he could have counteracted the sinful act, he could have escaped the punishment. But he decided, I deserve to be punished. so that I'll never again make this mistake. And he accepted the sinful reaction. He suffered. This is called divine nature. It's called divine nature. So, divine nature means accidentally they may do some mistake. Intentionally they never do. Accidentally they may do some mistake. But immediately they will correct themselves. Or whenever they come to know they made a mistake, they'll correct themselves. But demoniac nature, accidentally they may do something good. Generally they don't do anything good. They do only bad things. But supposing accidentally they do something good, that accidental good only be accidentally there as good. Very soon, they're going to display the demoniac nature. They'll reverse. Whatever good activity they've done, they'll do reverse. Supposing somebody who is a demoniac natured person, you are in difficulty, you go and ask, please give me lend me some money. I am in difficulty. I'll return it to you later. Generally, they don't give. They are selfish. But they may say, okay, take. And then immediately afterwards, they'll come back and say, oh, I got some difficulty, some lies, some this, some excuse. Oh, I cannot spare that money. Please give me back. You see? So like that, every demoniac person, you can see in the whole history, in the Bhagavatam, in the Mahabharata, in the Ramayana, all Itihasa, all Puranas, you can see, demoniac natured person actually never is really able to live by any good quality. So-called good qualities, if at all they display, they generally don't display any good qualities. They're full of all kinds of bad qualities. But if they display sometimes, that is of no value. It's not worth their character. So even the Devaki is telling, unworthy of you to kill a woman. Still this Kamsa immediately attempted to kill. Of course, he could not kill Yogamaya. But he attempted to kill immediately. So this is demoniac nature. I'll stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.